There are some project cars that when I see for the very first time, I think to myself, what the f is that? This is a Ford Festiva, and it is the ultimate Frankenstein project car I have ever seen. This project car uses parts from at least 6 of the different major brands around the world, and somehow still works. This is once again utter proof that you can modify just about anything with the right mindset. The Ford Festiva is a weird car in Ford's history, and I cannot wait to tell you all about it in this ridiculous project car. So what's it like? Let's go on a drive and find out. Before we get into today's video, I just want to give a huge thanks to today's sponsor, Albert. Unfortunately, traditional banks come with a lot of problems. They'll charge 35 bucks for overdraft fees, and they'll even charge fees for having a checking or savings account with them. And my personal favorite, when you're trying to call the bank and it takes hours to talk to a human. It is the absolute worst. I cannot stand that. But thankfully with Albert, there is a different way. Albert is completely different from any bank account you've ever used. And it's super simple and easy to use and easy to understand. And Albert helps you save automatically. And instead of opening a traditional savings account and just hoping you remember to put money in it, Albert looks at your income and expenses and sees what money you can save. And then they automatically move that money into the savings account, and even if it's just a few dollars at a time. And it's like magic. You'd be surprised how much you can save in just a few months. And Albert doesn't charge overdraft fees ever. Along with that, they don't charge maintenance fees either. And one of my favorite things about Albert is genius. Let's be honest, we all kind of suck at managing our money. And managing our finances is really hard and stressful. Albert has a team of financial experts they call geniuses that will look at your situation and help you plan and answer any questions if you get stuck. Click the link in the description or go to albert.com/blue to download the Albert app today. That's albert.com/blue. And for a limited time, when you open a checking account and connect the qualifying direct deposit, you'll get $150. Once again, thank you to Albert for sponsoring this video. And at the same time, by supporting Albert, you are supporting me and my channel, so thank you so much. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a car that you might not know about. Today we're in the Ford Festiva, not to be confused with the Fiesta. The Ford Festiva was a car that was designed by Mazda, built as a Kia, and rebranded as a Ford. So it's a hodgepodge of a very strange collaboration with a bunch of different people. Now this one in particular, I just thought was so cool. I saw it in an email and I was like, I have to drive it. I've always had like a fantasy of taking the Festiva and making it fast, right? Putting like a 2.3 EcoBoost in it or a K-swap, something like that, because as a lot of you guys know, I really like really weird hatchbacks. I love all these cars and how they look because they're just these economy cars that people, a lot of the times, turn fast. This one though, just running a little rich, so it has a little bit more horsepower. And it leaks oil like nobody's business. So the Festiva has a 1.3 liter engine with a 5-speed manual transmission. We got a Greddy shift knob, so that's pretty neat. But what's so interesting about this Festiva in particular is that this is the most Frankenstein car I've ever driven. And I mean, parts from every corner of the car world. This car is also known as the Kia Pride and also the Mazda 121. So they still kept it to themselves in a way. It was just named something different. But this car has 04 Kia Rio front knuckles, a Ford Aspire rear beam swap with bigger drums, a Mark II VW Golf roll cage behind me, a Honda Civic short shifter, an early 90s S10 front valence as, you know, like the front lip basically, custom built coilovers, and clear corner markers from Australia. I always thought this car had a lot of potential if you were a good engineering mind or if you could make it work, because in the end, this thing made under 100 horsepower and it was made to be a commuter car that got really good gas mileage. And that's why it was rebranded as so many cars, because they knew they had something that was really great for just getting around town. Believe it or not, this car is from 1993 and it feels like a car from the 80s. The thing is, it's always eventful. You're always doing something. You're always maintaining the car to go fairly straight, even though overall it's very easy to drive. It just, when you do hit a divot in the road, it does get pulled by it. The Festiva is the forgotten child of Ford, in my opinion, because one, it's not really a Ford, honestly. Second, I went to Clemson University's autocross, and at there they had a Festiva as a training car. They said, why do you guys use a Festiva? And they go, oh yeah, because nobody cares about it. Who cares if it breaks, or who cares if somebody crashes it? And I was like, oh, poor Festiva, poor thing. Yeah. Giving it the beans. Okay, please stop. But here's what's interesting. The owner of this car, Steve, owns 2 Toyota Supras, Mark IVs, and he's owned many other cars in the past. He says he has more fun in this car with the low horsepower, no power steering, no AC, that's why I have the windows down, than he does in his Mark IV Supra. And I asked him why, and he goes, because it's raw, and if it breaks, it's $2. So I can just go down to AutoZone or Advanced Auto and just grab a part, it's no problem. But also, you can get on it whenever and you're not disturbing anybody. And for a lot of journalists who review cars, the saying is it's always more fun to drive a slow car fast than to drive a fast car slow. Oh! Well, it's a raw experience. We also have this very interesting wrap that just, my brain goes straight to F1 era of Senna and Prost, but it's on a Festiva and somehow works. I think it's cool how liveries are starting to become more mainstream again. You know, in the early 2000s, putting goofy stickers or vinyls or liveries on your car was very normal in the car community. And now it's all kind of coming back, and I'm really digging it. I mean, it's kind of the same era as Underglow kind of making a return as well. I've driven some weird Fords in the past. I drove a very fast Ford Escort that made over 400 horsepower. And I've also driven an SVT Contour and an SVT Focus. And Ford knows how to build a fun, weird car, but I'm kind of sad they didn't build any faster versions of the Festiva, unfortunately, for the United States anyway. You can modify anything when you put your mind to it. It was the same with the Corolla I drove. It was the same with the Lincoln Town Car I drove with a manual swapping cams in it. I think this is a great message for people who feel left out of the car community and they're like, yeah, but my car, I don't know, like, I don't think it's cool enough or whatever. You can make almost anything cool with the right time, talent, and appreciation. The interior of the Festiva, no bolstering of the seats whatsoever. The interior is very much like the Dodge Omni. I'm getting lots of Dodge Omni flashbacks. The steering wheel has the single spoke across, big giant wheel. It almost feels too big. It feels too big of a steering wheel. But with the no power steering, it has leverage, so that's nice. This actually used to have a crazy sound system in it, but it was so crazy that it blew the back window out and he had to go to a junkyard and get a new one. That's why there's insulation and stuff all over the car. And there's actually insulation in the doors as well, so when you actually slam the door, it has a really nice thunk to it. You gotta have a good door thunk for your project car. Oh man. Silent but deadly. Okay, good thing these brakes are upgraded, because if not, I would be absolutely terrified. Okay, once you get going, it's not so bad. Here we go. And just like that, I just had a really fun experience. I just went around a corner at a good speed, and I was flooring it the whole time without disturbing anything. I just think it's so funny because the stance of this car is so aggressive and so mean with the over fenders and everything that you think it's like, oh man, watch out, that thing's gotta be K-swapped or something. It's gotta be really fast because it looks so mean. No, not at all. Here we go. Full send. Really long gearing too. And that's 50. 55. Oh man, this thing pushes really, oh yeah, understeer. It understeered quite a bit there. What's so funny is when I was almost top of fourth, I looked down at the speedo going, oh man, I'm gonna be in trouble soon. And then I looked down and I was like, oh, I'm still fine. I'm not going to jail anytime soon. It makes no noise, dude. Okay, so in order to get it to go around the corner, just floor it. You have to just floor it. As soon as you let off, it'll understeer pretty bad. You just have to add throttle way more than you would in a more modern front-wheel drive car, or even a Civic or anything like that. Full throttle. Oh my God, the top of the speedo is only 85. And I was top of fourth, I wasn't even to 70 yet. So here is my question for you. What is your favorite hatchback that you feel as though is underappreciated or forgotten about? I'm gonna kind of say this group of cars, the Mazda 121, the Ford Festiva, the Kia Pride, all these cars nobody talks about anymore. Let me know in the comment section below. And also, did you ever know anybody who owned a Festiva? Let me know in the comment section below. Hey, I mean, it got great gas mileage and people did keep them a long time if they ever did get a Festiva. Also, if you'd like to help out this channel, make sure to head over to PattersonCarCare.com. It is my all original detail formula brand made right here in the US of A, especially our Brake Test Pro, which is like cheating when you're cleaning wheels. On that note, I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and I'll see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a wonderful day. See you guys later. Festiva!